loved these conditions. Polyzone might love them even more. So James will get to act first with this Garchomp. It's Tailwind on his side, and it is going to be the spread damage of the Earthquake. Since it is spread damage, a little bit less on the opposing end. And yeah, both of these Pokemon taking that so well. Muddy Water, it will be a double connect with the power of the rain. One hit KO on the Talonflame, and Garchomp almost goes down as well, and its accuracy gets dropped.
Hello, Polytoad. Welcome to Regulation H. Huge helping hand. Muddy Water there takes out the Talonflame cleanly and almost knocks out that Garchomp.
Jumpluff is such a cute Pokemon, but so dangerous for that reason. You click one protect, and all of a sudden, that Pokemon can be stuck protecting for the rest of his time out on the field. Garchomp swapping on in, so trying to set the favors for this Typhlosion if he pop off as Encore into the Garchomp. Whether you like it or not, you are going to be protecting for the next few turns of the battle. That last time, so it will hit it this time. So that was a great opportunity for this swap. Now the Amoonguss, that's going to be the Pollen Puff. Start chipping away, and when I say chip, I mean it.
Yeah, maybe 2 or 3 more of those are enough for a KO. I really like that proactive swap there, because knowing that the Garchomp cannot attack and that the Amoonguss, you know, probably isn't going to go for a Spore this turn, that's a nice way to get this Typhlosion in and hopefully try and burn another Sleep's turn or just wake up right off the bat.
Gholdengo swapping in for the Garchomp since it was locked. Can go for the switch as Encore into the Amoonguss. We're only seeing the Pollen Puff, so great way to make sure your Pokemon's not going to be sleeping anymore. As for the Typhlosion, it's not sleeping anymore either, and the wake up on the swap in for the Gholdengo. We already know the damage isn't going to happen into the Amoonguss, but that's not the issue. The Gholdengo was, and it's a past issue. Calling now down to final 2 Pokemon after that one-hit KO.
Amoonguss being Terra Water here is paying off very well. Of course, it did just get locked into Pollen Puff, so there's no option for Spore anymore. But if you're in a position like this, where the Garchomp is your last Pokemon alongside that Amoonguss, you can kind of just start side Pollen Puffing for the rest of the game. You know, this Garchomp is at full health. You have it pretty, you know, a few turns of attacks with it left, because this Typhlosion is locked into Fire-type moves. But Tailwind comes out here, means that Typhlosion gets at least 1 more attack off before Garchomp can move.
And it'll be nice too, because even if Joe loses a Pokemon this turn, you don't have to play that speed tie going on forward into the match with the own Garchomp in the back.
So much
damage coming out from this Heat Wave. And Jumpluff doesn't even go down on this turn. What's nice about this turn is being able to go for something like the Skill Shot and kind of play the speed game from there. And the Dondozo, such low health, so getting there. But we do get to see Terrestrialization clicked in the moments of this match, and that's Dondozo into the Steel type to try and make sure that, hey, this damage isn't going to be what you need.
Right, if you go for the Terra Blast thinking that it's not going to be, or you're trying to save your defense drop, well then you would resist the flying attack. But Scale Shot is going to hit 4 or 5 times. This is the 3rd time. Looks like maybe even if all 5 hit, it's still not going to be enough, barring a critical hit. No, Dondozo hangs on.
And that's going to be a Dondozo that, I mean, Terrestrializing at such low health doesn't feel great sometimes, but that's going to be just enough to get the Dondozo through this turn. We're talking super effective order up into the Dragonite. So now we'll be able to finish it off next turn, but good chunk of damage there.
There's just so much offensive pressure that Marcus is able to output turn after turn in a smart swap on turn 1 to get this Indeedee male on the field, because that Choice Scarf making it faster than a Alolan Ninetales, who is a pretty fast Pokemon on its own right. So you want to have that Scarf to your advantage. Here's the Terra Normal Blood Moon from Blood Moon Ursaluna. Such a strong base power, boosted by Life Orb and Terrestrialization. Ursaluna on Keegan's end, completely obliterated.
Assault Vest is a good item, but it's not that good. It doesn't keep that Ursaluna on the field, and that's the offensive pressure that Marcus was able to build. With the Ninetales just forced to protect itself because of the expanding force coming out on the other side, it meant Ursaluna got us another chance to attack. A lot of times the way you beat an Ursaluna like this is just by not letting it attack so many times, but Keegan doesn't have the tools to do that. He has to play a more slow game, trying to get a boost first onto Annihilate, or take a couple of turns to attack with Annihilate, and Marcus is just showing off how that isn't always possible.
For Sinister, one of my favorite Pokemon in this regulation. I like to hype it up a lot, but I'm not sure I'm going to be able to hype up too much in this match for it. It does eat its Citrus Bear to get up a little bit higher, but that Hospitality Health Recovery just not nearly as impactful on a Alolan Ninetales as it would have been on a Blood Moon Ursaluna or an Annihilate. There's going to be the final KO through the Citrus Berry. Doesn't care. And Marcus Dion with a very convincing 2-0 victory here in round 4. He is 2 wins away from moving on to day 2 here in Toronto. Dragonite had to protect itself here, but Youngshi down to his final 2 Pokemon, and Marco's going to be even healthier than he started the turn thanks to the recover.
The lead continues to build. The only Pokemon Marco's lost so far is the Charizard, which kind of played its role in trading some damage out early. It is Ursaluna as the last Pokemon in the back, so we'll at least be able to protect this last turn of Trick Room. But Dragonite, unless he gets a double protect, is not going to make it through this last turn of Trick Room.
So you got about 30% chance to land a double protect. We've seen crazier things happen. Hey, we just saw an Ice Beam get the freeze, right, in game 1. So I think 30% is a fair out that Yoshi can go for.
Right, and you have to imagine he goes for it. It's an interesting double target here into the Dragonite. Oh, but it does just Scale Shot and move. Trick Room has expired, goes after the Porygon 2, deals pretty significant damage into Porygon 2.
Yeah, it's going to be the 4th hit. That is the 5th hit of Scale Shot, bringing Porygon 2 back down to relatively where it was before, a little bit healthier, but gets a speed boost on its side. Headlong Rush combination follow-up from this Ursaluna will secure the KO onto Porygon 2, but with those defense droughts, that's just going to make potential hits in the future from Torkoal do even more damage. We'll see on this turn. There's the overheat landing onto Dragonite. It's resisted and it hangs on in the red.
This damage is kind of adding up, and with the Flare Blitz follow-up from this Arcanine, not enough for the KO, but you're getting really close.
Yeah, no KO there just yet, but one more attack will certainly do the job. Blood Moon does come out here, though. Will be able to do big damage to this Ninetales, despite the Ghost Terrestrialization, again, because of the Mind's Eye ability. It allows Ursaluna Blood Moon to hit Ghost types with normal and fighting type moves. So another Hyper Voice, even a Vacuum Wave here might be able to knock out this Ninetales. More importantly, you don't have your Sneasler's Dire Claw, go into that Ghost type, take resisted damage. Your Sneasler is kind of free now to go for a close combat into that Arcanine because there is no more Terrestrialization, and you can try to pick off this Ninetales with a Vacuum Wave as well.
And we're going to see one final Terrestrialization for this match. Of course, Ang's used Airs, but it's going to be this Ursaluna Blood Moon. Ghost-type Terrestrializations all around, one for everybody. We want to resist everything out here. Eowyn is gone, and the Arcanine, that will be the Protect. I'm not considering this Sneasler, though, because this is going to be a fast option. Vacuum Wave into the Ninetales, though, going to be the faster one, that +1 priority. And one of the cool adjustments we got to see with this Ursaluna, especially with the Assault Vest, is going to bring Tang down to final Pokemon. And with these 2 left, and you know that next turn you're taking a close combat, it doesn't look good.
The Ghost Terrestrialization there, absolutely, to try and dodge an extreme speed from the Arcanine on Justin Tang's end. The Ursaluna, not very healthy, but you don't really need your Terrestrialization on Sneasler anymore. And importantly, the Grassy Terrain ending there means that Gholdengo does not get its Grassy Seed boost. It will be operating without the +1 defense here, which actually might be a big deal, considering this Sneasler on Justin Burns' side of the field, again, does carry Throat Chop.
It's going to be extreme speed into the Sneasler instead, as correction for me, it's going to be still a Gholdengo for a Tang. The light's in my eye here. The Gholdengo, it doesn't look like it'll stick around for too long, though. It'll make it through this turn, but so low on HP, but it will be enough. Follow up, make it rain, double KO for Justin Tang to remain undefeated here in Toronto.